Hey everyone. Well, give now with all the Halloween fun done and making the most of the last couple months of this year. Here, it certainly went fast, and it is definitely another example of me proving that sometimes you just gotta make some lemon out of some lemons. So, start this month off right. And I thought I'd talk about another game I've been playing lately that's currently available until this Wednesday for those who have Nintendo Switch Online. One of the many perks of their being a member there. So now that I finally beaten an Rogue Mega Starmie, that GIF I posted on my community tab was indeed not a joke. It really did. It take 7 hours of grinds and finding my save backups, man. Up so as well as Ampharos Mega Form, as well as like having a Goregeist Alpha with a Rocky Helm equipped. Another game I've been wanting to address. So developed by D La La, yes, that is their name, and published by the newly reformed video game division of Disney. Let's talk about how the platform titled Disney Illusion Island, which I've been low key excited for a lot this year, and now that I've had a chance to play it, I can definitely see that my hype was definitely justified, at least on a personal level. Let's begin. Though the game has been on Switch since 2023, it recently got ported to PC, Xbox, and PlayStation consoles, and the basic setup is as follows. Where here Mickey, Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy arrive on Monmouth Island, and they thought they're gonna have a lovely picnic, like lunch on their visit. However, it turns out that the people of the kingdom need help, as they often do. As one would expect, their job is to help save their kingdom from disaster. Or it's being invaded by a bunch of forces, and I honestly like the setup here, and even and the gameplay even more so, because when I first saw this game unveiled, I realized it was basically like a modern version of some of the platformers that came out for the Sega Genesis Super Nintendo and years past, where it definitely not only shows what makes all those classic cartoons so wonderful, but also managed to make pretty entertaining popular merits. This time, it's very much a Metroidvania kind of experience, right down to being like a non-linear approach to an action platformer that you don't just walk to the right, hop on people invading the kingdom call it a day. No, no, no. Oh, you actually he had to get through a lot of scenarios without actually fighting right away. And the first boss encounter that I've gotten through so far, you actually have to use the platforms to drop Gashapon capsules on top of his head, main. As main. And yes, the voice cases for these characters reprise their roles, like even since course of putting other games ongoing. Wayne Allwine as Mickey, Tony Anselmo as Donald, Bill Farmer as Goofy, and Caitlin Robrock as Minnie, who is the most recent voice actress for the character after the passing of Rusty Taylor in recent years. And wherever she is, I think she'd be proud of what Caitlin's doing here. Likewise, is another aspect that adds to the Metroidvania aspects of this game is that you unlock more and more features as you go to reach areas you couldn't before, and the jumping puzzles make it, and all the secrets you find make it so it's challenging but rewarding, which is definitely the real trick there. I mean, a lot of those early platformers were often tough, but they were also fun in their own way. I mean, not just the ones I used to play based on like Aladdin and Lion King, two of my favorites, ones from the Renaissance period, I mean, and but a lot of the ones based on their older classics where, and a lot of people didn't know what to make of this one. I myself maintain that it is very much another example of a, to me, like a right kind of retro reimagined game where even though it adds modern niceties like he's ways to make it accessible to more modern players, don't be fooled. I mean, you may have functionally unlimited lives continues, and every time you pass by a mailbox that has a little time passes beard on it made of dust, man, that is also pretty cute. Which you actually, if you lose all your hearts, you respawn at the last mailbox you crossed, I mean, and you actually get folded into an envelope and sent in there for your spawn, which, again, in line with the more absurd aspects of some of those early cartoons. Needless to say, that is one benefit to the public domain of some of the earlier ones. Fans wasted no time in giving an edit with Half-Life 1 sound effects as if Mickey was going to the Steamboat Mesa and right before Pete triggers a Recognize Cascade. And, sorry, I was getting off track. I mean, rewatching Santa's kind of wild last night, as was this week's South Park. I mean, of course. So, while this may not be my favorite game of the year by any means, especially since it came out at least on this version a couple years back, it is definitely worth playing, I would say. Especially since they add a lot more updates since they initially launched, and they've improved a lot. I know I kind of remember the old guard. Remember when you could just plug your game in and play. Hey, there are benefits to having, updates sometimes where to fix balancing. That's what they're doing with the next season of the ZRL, and also, in my experience, did fix the more egregious this texture hers with the buildings and windows. But then again, seeing as how I'm playing a game where it looks like a play over an axe like a play over an old cartoon from decades ago. So I was not really too bothered by it personally. Hey, and this will not be the only retro reimagined title I will be talking about before the year is out. Count on that. Take it from a person who is this close to finishing Shinobi Art of Vengeance, especially with the bosses from other Sega titles coming, like Dr. Eggman from Sonic, Majima from the Yakuza Like a Dragon franchise, and Death Adder from Golden Axe, which further compounds my confidence in these developers handling Golden Axe now they've done Streets of Rage and Shinobi. But I'm getting off track here. My gaming vlog's not just yet for this month, so that'll be all for now. And I'll see you all again soon, so take care, everyone.